A pleasant good night, good afternoon, good morning, whichever part of the world that you are watching me from. It's us again here, Zula and I are here again on another topic of discussion, a very interesting topic of discussion. But just before we start, I just want to apologize for the late start. And guys, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, share the live, and let others know that we are on. So, my dear sister, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you ever
Yeah,
so much. And I just want to say, all the people that are listening, I hope that God is keeping you safe and your children and your families. And I thank you for being here.
that's right. Yes, yes, indeed, indeed. Um, well, my dear sister, last week or this week that have gone was very interesting. We have watched Marco's Rubio visit to the Caribbean, and there's a lot of talks that is going on, a lot of questions to be asked. And the question is, did Jamaica and Guyana, the big brothers, did they fail the Caribbean region? Did is Jamaica and Guyana were they the catch for Marco Rubio? What are your thoughts?
I think that this is a well sorted out plan from Mr. Rubio, if that is his name. I think it's well sorted out because look at the countries that he targeted: Jamaica, Guyana, and who else?
Haiti,
Somebody else.
yeah,
He,
Haiti, Trinidad was on the itinerary, but he did not visit Trinidad and Haiti. Of course, he only visited Jamaica and Guyana.
so he wasn't planning to visit the two of them anyhow.
It seems so. Yeah, it
You
seems so.
know,
Yeah,
that's what I said. It's just a sort out plan that they plan, I think, way in advance. You know how they're going to deal with the Caribbean.
yeah,
And the point is there that are our leaders strong enough to stand up to the beast?
mm,
Because Rubio is working for the beast. You know what I mean? He's working for the beast, but are our leaders strong enough to stand up to the
to
beast?
the beef. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a question.
Because we are being confronted with things that has nothing to do with us.
Mm,
Why you come here telling us about we are buying gas from Venezuela? We always did.
we always did exactly.
We
Yeah.
always did. And because you have a problem with Venezuela, that is not our problem.
Hmm.
We are friends of all, but satellites of none.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are the words of the Honorable Errol Walton Barrow.
Mm,
And we must always remember that because you have a fight with somebody, does that mean that I must have a fight with that person too?
mm, yeah. And
That was a well sorted out a plot
yeah,
and plan.
it
He
was.
never
It
planned to go to Haiti. He never planned to go to where else? He said Trinidad or wherever. He never planned that. He planned to go to Jamaica. That's where they're exporting their guns. So
yeah,
it's important that he go there.
yeah.
And Guyana with the oil, it's important that he go there. You know what I mean? But you
Uh,
can't just be throwing around your weight like that. Like if our leaders are just fools or little boys and girls, little children that you can, hold a lollipop in front of their face and every time they get close to it, you pull it away. I mean,
yeah,
come on. This is
yeah,
the 21st century. People are highly educated too.
yeah. That I mean
This is
that
not
was
their
that
playground.
that was a strategic visitation indeed because um it seems as though, and now I understand. This visit helped me to understand why Jamaica and Guyana was quiet. You know, um, maybe I don't know. Was it is it a technical thing for them? Is it a set? Are they in a difficult situation where they cannot speak out? They cannot speak up because some people are saying this was a big win that Jamaica and Guyana pull off, but to me, I see it differently. I saw it as a sign of weakness on their part, and it's like they're playing jack on both sides.
I mean, what can you do for a visa?
Mm,
Huh? How low can you get for a visa when you have so many millions of people in Jamaica that put you there? At the same time, you are sending back all the Jamaicans, other islands too, but mostly Jamaicans.
mm,
So is it that you sell out your people? Because if you're sending back my people, then I don't think that the normal, natural human being would say, well, I really don't want nothing to do with you.
yeah.
But you see what happened? Also, these countries go and borrow a lot of money from these people.
Yeah.
You understand? So they
Hmm.
have to humble to the beast because the beast knows that you owe me a lot of money. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
You
have
know,
to do what I say.
I,
That's
I,
how
I, I
they
said,
go
I
with
said,
it.
so a lot of people are gallanting. I have seen certain comment section. Oh, Andrew Holness and the president of Guyana are smart people, and they have done a good. They have made the right decision, but the question have to be asked: if people, great Pan African people that like Marcus Garvey, Bamali, great leaders, Morris Bishop, our own, if they were alive today, you know, um, would they have been celebrating that as well? That move, would have been proud of the decisions that they have taken,
But
you
at
know?
the end of the day, what decision did they take? Up
That's
to
right.
now, you don't know what decision they take.
Because when you listen to Wholeness and the president in Guyana spoke, it was all about the United States said this, the United States decide this, and it was nothing about they making a decision. And I think people,
Exactly, and then it ends up with some story about Venezuelan and and
yeah,
and the border dispute with the gas and oil and stuff like that. But that is not what we understood.
that's right. You
Some
can
very
tell that you can see that Marco Rubio and whoever his companions were that accompanied him on this trip, they came with an agenda already planned out. The meeting was already
yes,
planned out.
and not only that, they had behind the scenes talk. So what
Exactly.
they told to the people is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What does any Jamaican know? What kind of deal your leader made? He doesn't know. And Guyana the same.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to be careful, who you really putting in power. Is it somebody who's going to defend you and defend the land? Or is somebody there just a puppet for somebody else that they
Yeah.
can pull the strings anytime they like?
And
Because up to now,
I
you
sense,
don't know what did Wholeness speak
mhm,
about? Huh? This guy Rubio speak all over his face. So that means behind the scene,
yeah.
they had already made their decision.
Yeah. And it's like it's like they was reading out to me Wholeness and Ali, President Ali. They were like reading a script to me. You know, it was like a script that was already prepared for them to read out. you know.
Exactly.
And I you see, this whole thing is about China. This thing, America wants China out of the Caribbean, and also I believe this whole thing is about going after Maduro in Venezuela, and they are using us. It's the same old tactics again, using us to clean up their mess, you know. And
With the
they are,
street cleaners.
yeah, the street cleaners, but for me, it was a sad thing watching this whole thing play out last week. It was very sad. I don't know, but for me, it was this is the darkest day in in Caribbean history. You know,
Well, and
apart
then
from
all of us, and then Maya comes up and says, "Well, oh yeah, uh, well, we opening a African Trade Center here, but that's a
that,
message to the
yes,
United States. He said, we don't really need you
exactly. Because
because
I
as far
learned,
as we are concerned,
uh-huh,
all the money that has been borrowed from the United States has been paid back a million times with the
exactly.
kind of deal that you have to get from the International Monetary and Fund. You never stop paying them.
And I also learned that a lot of Caribbean leaders, a lot of them was absent from this meeting. You know,
You understand?
yeah, a lot of them was absent from this meeting. And also, what I sense, what I did observed, our grandparents tell us sometimes you just have to watch and observe, and you will pick up a lot of things. I watched and observed this whole thing pan out, and it is sad to see that there isn't unity among our CARICOM leaders. As much as we talk unity, we are not united, because some
But
of our CARICOM,
even if you wanted to be united, the beast is not going to allow you to be united because he's the
exactly,
one pulling the strings
yep,
and not you.
and some CARICOM leaders was still, they failed to recognize that it was our sovereignty that was being that was coming under threat. But to me, it was more about themselves, more about their country. It's about country and flag. It's not about Caribbean unity. It's not about our sovereignty. It was more about, this whole meeting with Marco Rubio was more about country and flag. And it's sad. It's really, really
And
sad.
the only country it was about is Venezuela and Guyana.
Yep.
And they see that this Guyanese leader is a weak man. So they can take over, Exxon can take over that oil easy.
But
But
no,
it's Venezuela. It's
not only
Venezuela
Guyana,
they have to
not
fight.
only Guyana, we have to name it as it is. Jamaica as well, I believe. Marco Rubio, he strategically visited these two Caribbean nations because they are the loopholes of the Caribbean. They are the loopholes of the Caribbean. Because the whole Caribbean, the whole world, I guess, was waiting to see what Jamaica would have said and what Guyana would have. Well, Guyana decision didn't surprise me, but Jamaica, I was really disappointed, really much disappointed.
Well, I heard that Grenada has discovered oil and gas or something, but Grenada have to be careful. Don't say too much. Don't talk about what you discovered,
Yeah,
because they will come and get it too.
yeah, yeah. It's sad. It's sad that I have seen, and I'm not afraid to say it as it is. There are some Caribbean islands that are distancing themselves from CARICOM and Caribbean unity. There are some Caribbean islands that believes that they can stand on their own, and the other islands are irrelevant, and that's really sad. That's really sad because in my opinion, we are giving the imperialist powers exactly what they want. When we behave like this, we behave selfishly, and we do not come together and stand firm. But some pick sides and some don't pick sides, it's already a failure on my part
But
when it comes to that.
they have been educated to do that.
Yeah.
They have been educated to do that. All these leaders come from two particular colleges,
Hmm.
two, all over the Caribbean, two. You understand? And
Yeah.
they have been, you know, indoctrinated through the education that this is how you treat your people. As the
Exactly.
people don't have nothing to say. They're not human. They have nothing to say. You do all the same.
And what is so sad, when I read certain comment sections, it saddened my heart to see that a lot of us Caribbean people, we are still colonizing the mind, and we are so defensive when it comes to the United States. We come to the defense of the United States, and we
And
fail,
and United States
we
shipping you
ignore.
out by the plane loads. Get out my country. Get out.
Exactly.
There's something I don't understand with people in general. If
Mhm.
somebody don't want you in their country, why you still want to stay there?
Why you still want to stay there? Why are you coming to the defense? Why are you trying to hold on to something that, or someone who don't want you there? You understand? It really baffles my mind. And it only goes to show that, my God, I for this meeting with Marco Rubio that I went, I was like, my God, we have not been, we are still enslaved. We are still
Yeah,
not with chains and shackles and stuff on our feet and hands, but the psyche that these people have imposed on us is still eminent in a
but
lot of us Caribbean people.
just to make a reference to what you just said, that in Saint Vincent,
Hmm.
when there is election, Mr. Gonzalez always play one tune from Bob Marley,
Hmm.
emancipate yourselves from mental slavery.
Yep.
Right? I don't know what message he tried to tell Vincentian people, but he always play that particular tune.
Yep.
The Willie Lynch, Willie Lynch from Barbados also went down to the United States
Hmm.
and tell the Americans, "Oh, you still hanging people up here in trees? No, I have created a plan that when the physical slavery is over, is when the mental slavery kick in."
Yeah.
So a lot of us are suffering with mental
Mental slavery.
slavery.
Yeah.
We
It's sad.
don't like ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't, we are not, we know nothing about who we are as a person, and then as a people. We're willing to fight each other down. You know what I mean? We are not kind to each other. And
Yeah.
all of that plays into the same thing. That this mental slavery is going on. And I mean, we running around supporting one political party, and that the whole divide and rule
Rule. Yeah.
story. I hope
Mhm.
that Dixon Mitchell stop this two-party system. Just stop it.
Hmm.
You
So
want
yeah,
but you understand what I mean?
yeah.
Because you know, i- i- in 4 years, what can you do in 4 years? Nothing.
Hmm.
You just learning now, what has been done before and what you have to correct, what you don't have to correct. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
two-party system is a divide and rule system. And we have
Exactly.
to stop that foolishness.
Yeah. It was quite sad. It was. I want to welcome those viewers who are on tonight. Thank you for joining. We have 20 of them here already. Thank you so much for
Wow.
listening, for tuning in. You can call in if you want to make a contribution to tonight's program. The number is 422-1650, and or you can use a link in the comment section below. But it's for me. I was When all was gone, or a lot of YouTubers were reacting to the whole situation with Marco Rubio and his visit, but I did not react for a specific, because people was reaching out to me. Afro Grenadian, we're not hearing you. What are your views? And I said, it's not time. It's in due time I will react. But I chose not to react because it brought sadness. I was heavy-hearted. It brought sadness to my heart. I was literally discouraged as well. It's like, why are we fighting for sovereignty when we continue making, our leaders continue making the same mistakes over and over again? What is the whole purpose of doing all of this when our leaders are still kissing the ring of the imperialists? It's really sad. It gets discouraging sometimes, and
And this,
we have looked up to the big brothers, because a lot of them sometimes say we are the smaller ones, we are irrelevant. So we looked up to them for guidance, but it was like two blind mice leading each other down a precipice. For me, that's how I saw it. That's how I view that whole scenario playing out with Jamaica and Guyana, in particular. It was two brothers leading down their siblings into a precipice. That's how I saw it.
it is the dependency. We need to get out of this out of our psyche, this dependency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are too much. And Grenada is a very rich country. Don't let anybody fool you, and don't let anybody tell you that you are poor. It is a rich country, because in Grenada you can depend on the earth to produce. That is the mighty hand of God. You can eat. You don't even have to buy fruits. They fall off the tree. Breadfruits, everything we have
Yeah.
it here for the people. So there
Exactly.
is this dependency, and buying these demonic products to put in your body and stuff. You need to stop that.
Yeah.
That's why it says emancipate yourself from mental slavery. That's a part of mental slavery,
Yeah.
depending on someone else
Yeah.
to feed you, someone else to clothe you,
Yeah.
someone else, when you can do it yourself.
Exactly. That is so
And
true. And
that would also show the beast that you don't
yeah.
have no power over the people. You might have power over the leadership, but you have no power over the people.
I wanna play something that our Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell spoke. It was really a significant statement that he made. Let me just get it back here. All right. So let's listen to this speech, and I thought it was very significant. Let's listen to this. If you are paying attention, you're noticing that trade between countries is becoming increasingly more difficult and more challenging. China is importing almost 90% of everything. And we can start with food. We need to prioritize our own stocks by investing in things that can grow, swim, and that can be eaten in Grenada. The biggest existential threat to man has always been man. We cannot assume that the world will remain peaceful. We cannot assume that there will continue to be open borders. In fact, the evidence is increasingly suggesting otherwise. And so we have to ensure that we have the scientific, technical, and laboratory resources to allow us to produce or plants or seedlings or couplets, whatever is the appropriate technical word, to make sure that we can start growing more of the food that can grow in Grenada. And it brought gladness to my heart when he made that statement. It only goes to show how, I'm not saying the prime minister is a perfect man, but the tone in his voice, you could have sensed the urgency of self-sufficiency and self-reliance, what you have been speaking about, Zola, a while ago.
Absolutely, and I agree with him 100%. We have everything here to sustain ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we not doing it? Why are we still hanging on somebody's dressing gown? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We can, with the amount of fruits that this country have, we should be exporting jams and jellies. But some clever person doesn't import the sugar that is needed with the pectin in the sugar that you can easily make your jams and jelly. Some clever person did that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I could just imagine who it is. Like I say, we need to let go of them dressing gowns. You'd have to be a genius to understand what I just said.
So, guys, let us know. We would like to hear from we would like to hear from you. All right, so guys, give me my apologies, background noise. So the children are home, so I'm trying to multitask. But so my apologies, guys. But we would like to hear from you. Did you do what do you think? Do you think that Guyana and Jamaica has failed the Caribbean, or do you think that they have made the right decision? We would like to hear from you. You can dial in. The number is below the
screen. Know. We don't know what decision they made.
That's the thing. And that's the thing.
Right decision. We don't know which decision they made.
What exactly? The question is, who made the decision? If there was a decision.
Exactly. We don't know. We're asking this, but we don't know because they ain't saying nothing either. All of this is behind the curtains talk that they did. But the Jamaicans are being sent back by the plane loads. Yeah. So some of these people were carrying on the criminality in America as well. But now Jamaica would be faced with that. I mean, with the amount of criminality that they have already. Huh? So how you could be shaking hands with a guy who's doing this to you?
Yeah.
Huh? Then the other story then is about our gas and Venezuela. And the reason why, here's the reason. This Rubio said that, or Trump said, I don't know which one of them, that Venezuela sent criminals into America. What has that to do with us? We could say the same thing. They sent criminals over here. You know what I mean? This is some crazy thing. This is behind the curtains chatting, and then you just come out, and say a few words and blah, blah, blah. That means that you don't have any value for your people. Exactly. Otherwise, you will tell them the truth.
Exactly.
We have a prime minister here who is a lawyer, a very good lawyer. Yeah. But the prime minister before was a mathematician. And you must understand that everything is calculated mathematically. You understand? So they should be scared of us, not we scared of them. You understand? They take good leaders that have good intentions and turn them into their puppets.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, good leaders, and it turn them into puppets
Yep.
by false information they put on their media, all these kind of things. They can bring down a leader anytime they want. All they have to say is, oh, he abused children, and everybody believes them without thinking, or you know. And that's what I'm saying. We in the Caribbean, we have to start thinking for ourselves
We got to start thinking for ourselves. We got to start understanding that,
and thinking about the future, which is the young people.
yeah, these are not normal times. And why should we sell? Is like, you know how this whole thing is looking like? We are selling our birthright for a pot of porridge. Is all what visa?
A visa.
Is that important? Is that more important to you than your sovereignty? Is a visa more important to you than your sovereignty?
And I
Come on.
mean, a visa to go where? What are you so fascinated, or you will just give up your people for a visa to go where? I mean,
Exactly.
we have, in this is the 21st century. We have technology. We have Zoom. So if you want to speak to someone anywhere in the world, you just go on Zoom, and there's it live. You can speak. So what do you need the visa for? Huh?
Technology is
For
so
what?
advanced that you can be in America and still be in the Caribbean at the same time.
You
you know.
understand? You
So
you understand? So this
I'm just
visa
saying,
thing
okay,
is just,
yeah.
and you know what, I think also that the embassies that are issuing visas to the United States to people that don't have a job to come back to. So why you give them the visa in the first place?
Mm,
Why did you issue a visa to a person that you know is not coming back here? Why? Because that is slave labor. And
mm.
people talk about, oh, but there's opportunities in America. What kind of opportunity, my friend? Isn't there any opportunity in your country? And that's what you have to deal with your leadership, that they make sure that there is opportunity here so you don't have to leave.
Mhm.
Why would anybody leave paradise to go and live in a hellhole? Huh? Where
Mm.
you go to work and come back and go to your apartment and close the door, and you in the, well, what kind of life is that? You can't open your window, you can't open your door. What kind of life is that? Why would I need a visa to go there? What for?
I sure don't want that life. You know, I have a
They don't
friend in
say
the
can
I have
you
a
log
friend
in
in the UK.
America?
I have a friend in the UK. He can't even certain hours he have to go inside because he have to stay where he lives by the road. So he has the view. So and he have to sit down on that chair and view the road because it's
You can't
I don't
even
know.
in
I don't
some
know.
countries. I've been traveling all my life, and
Mm-hmm.
in some countries, Switzerland for one, you can't play your music. Holland too. You can't play your music after 10 o'clock at night.
Mm.
You have to turn it off.
Wow.
Otherwise, the police will come and fine you. They'll give you a fine about a couple thousands of dollars or euros.
Mm.
You ever, I mean, even the cars here in Grenada have speakers bigger than mine. And I have a powerful speaker. What's it called again? JBL.
Yeah.
That's a powerful speaker. They
Yeah.
have cars that have more power than that. You
Mm-hmm.
you really think you can do that in Canada, Europe, or America? So why you want to be there? You
Mm.
have no freedom. Imagine you have a party, a birthday party at your home. You cannot, after 10 o'clock, bam, music finish. Done. Otherwise, you see some white boys in blue,
Mm.
and they don't send one or two. They're sending about 3, 4 vans with Each van have 20 officers inside. They're coming for you. You understand? So,
Freedom, freedom
so,
is too
so
precious.
why, why you decide that? Because you don't know who you are. If you know who you are, you stay home and develop yourself and give your children the knowledge that they need.
Yeah.
Then run into some mad country like that. Come on. Nobody lives good in America. You have to
Okay,
be
so
closing up your door and
let,
eating all kinds of junk food and 4 and 5 jobs you have to take to survive. And why you want to leave your country for that?
all right, so we
Huh?
have somebody responding here. I guess they're challenging, maybe I don't know what they mean by that, but they said no, it's because they are smart. What paradise clones?
I did say that again.
So okay, this comment is coming from Chris Ramnath. Says no, it's because they are smart. What paradise clones? I don't know what that person means. I don't
What
know.
paradise clown? You tell him to stay where he is. He's comfortable where he is, but
Yeah,
we good down here. We good.
yeah. So Chris Ramnath, can you elaborate yourself? We would love to respond to your it's okay if you disagree with us, it's no problem. But
Tell him to speak the English language. We don't
yeah,
understand
we need you
what kind of lyrics he dealing with.
we need you to paraphrase this for us so we can address it. Yes, so those of you who are just joining, thank you for joining. You can call the number 422. Those of you who have been listening for a while and you want to make your contributions, 422-1650, and or you can use the StreamYard link in the comment section. So yes, my dear sister, I think now is the time we should be thinking about self-sufficiency. I did this video earlier on today, where the Prime Minister was saying, it's time for us to it's time for us to lessen down on the genetic foods and start manufacturing our own stuff,
And our soil,
Yeah.
our soil here is natural soil. It is not chemicalized. So our things grow healthy. This
Yeah.
is what we should be feeding our children. You understand? Plant more
Exactly.
groundnuts. Nuts open the mind of the child, his thinking power. Nuts. You understand? Try to understand. Use your cell phone and your iPhone and whatever, and do some research on the things that you have here that are necessary for you
Yep.
to have a healthy mind. Everything here is healthy. Everything. There's nothing unhealthy in this country. And well, there are other countries like Barbados who have a big import bill because they import everything, cut down all the trees to build concrete. So the import bill is heavy, but things like, tomatoes and beans and stuff, cucumber. We have, do you know that we have our own cucumber in this region, in the Caribbean? It is a light green cucumber with his seeds inside.
Yeah.
Here in the supermarkets, we're importing cucumber without seeds. What kind of cucumber is that? What kind of fruit that doesn't have a seed in it? So it is genetically engineered.
Engineered, yeah.
And
Yeah,
anything genetically engineered cannot be good for your human body.
that's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? But here in Grenada, we have everything,
So this is,
everything you could think about.
and if you pay attention to that pyramid that we are under, because it is a pyramid, imperialist pyramid in our food systems, in our education system, and you just name it. And they come, they tell us, oh, the Caribbean is full of diabetics and full of cancer, and they know these are the same people who knows exactly why this is so, And
for example, I'm gonna tell you something now. You see this potato that chips that we eat, potato chips and potato, that this is imported potato. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have sweet potato chips, sweet potato does not accumulate mucus in your body. Every sickness is based on mucus.
Yeah.
So when your cells are covered with mucus, the body cannot function. You understand? But this kind of imported food covers your system with mucus.
Yeah.
Imagine
Okay.
children born with asthma. This is unreal.
Stick a pin there. Let's yes, stick a pin there. Don't forget what you were saying. Let's address this comment. So we have Daniel Edgar. That person says the thing the people have to give up the first thing. Sorry, the people have to give up the slave masters, religion, and the white god. The mindset of the people have to be renewed first, otherwise there will be no change. And that is so true. That is so true. Definitely.
But the individual have to do that. You can't expect a government is going to do that for you. You yourself indulge in all this madness.
Yeah.
That has been passed down to you. But in the 21st century, you don't need to go inside of a university to know anything. There's something called Google. The gypsiest person in the world is Google. He know everything.
That's right. That's right.
So you can Google everything. So you can know, is that right? Is it not right? I mean, you can't believe everything on Google, but your own common sense would lead you to know, that is right and that is wrong.
You said it right. It is for it. No one can renew that mindset, that brainwashing mindset, this colonized mindset that we inherited. No one can do that for you from breaking free from it. It's only you to do that. It's only you to do that. This is a
and
time.
If every individual do that, then we are on the right track.
We are on the right track. This is a time. No, I didn't just get up, Empress Zola. I didn't just get up one morning and hey, my perspective have changed about Africa. It didn't happen like that. I was brainwashed as well. I had this negative mentality about Africa. I had this negative mentality about everything. I thought America was all, it's the place to go. America and England and Canada and all of these places are our lifeline. But as I begin to grow in knowledge and I begin to understand my history, I said, you know what? It's time to undo those things that have been taught to me in the school books, that I have seen on the media. It is time to undo this colonized mindset. So I just saying this to say, Daniel Egner, you are so right. We have to renew and break this mindset, but it starts with us. I cannot do it for you. I cannot do it for you. Zola cannot do it for you. Egner cannot do it for you. No one can do it for you. Your prime minister cannot do it for you. It's you to do it.
You have to do it yourself. Put a little bit more love in your heart.
Yep.
Because the heart is the place where God resides. So if you full of hate, he's not going to be there, or she's not going to be there.
Yep.
However you perceive God.
Kuya, we have Kuya Kude. I remember you. Welcome back, my sister. She said, I love how strong Grenadians are. Thank you very much, my dear sister. And I don't want it to be Grenadians or whatever island you may be on. We have to be strong as a people. We have to be strong as a people. Sovereignty is not about country. If we continue to focus on country and focus on flag, we are spinning top in mud. We are spinning
That's
topic
where the
wrong.
divide and rule. That's where the divide and rule comes in, because we are all one people. There's a motto in Jamaica that says, out of many, we are one. Stop believing that some boy from Italy named Christopher Columbus find anything down here. You understand? When he
Yep.
got here, all these islands were occupied by Calinagro people.
Yep.
And we still teach this lie into our school system.
Yeah.
We also pretend that there's no Calinagro people here. That is not true. I am Calinagro. So
I
I will fight to the end.
Kuya Kade says, I meant to say imported meats from places like Austral or Austria. Which one? Austral. I don't know what you. Kuda, are you saying Austria or Austral? Have strange things just like in them.
Maybe Australian.
Oh, Australia. She meant Australia. Okay. So we have Dorian Ramsey. Dorian Ramsey say, God said, I will hate all those who hate you. So people need to stop. All right. Thank you, Dorian Ramsey, for that. And Dorian Ramsey is saying again, when I say the Caribbean people are not related to Grenadians, people think we are one. The Fulanis, Maroons, and Black Caribs were here already. Only the Negroes, I hope I am not censored for that. Only the N-word were brought here.
Only
What?
the black people call it
Yeah.
the black people.
Yeah.
African people. I don't really like the idea of us using the word slave or this
Mhm.
word that they had put onto us. This word that has been put onto us is coming from the Greek, from Greece. It
Yeah.
means dead carcass
Mm.
in the Greek language. You understand? So they study us well and proper.
Yep.
And we still we holding on to this kind of madness, and
Yeah.
we're holding on to also to gods that are really the image of them and not us. When if it is said that we were the first people on the planet, then
Mhm.
how they get in, sweetheart?
Yep.
Huh? So we have to start re-educating ourselves so
That's
that
right.
we can give a better message
We do
to
have to
the
start.
to the
Yeah.
young generation. You
Because I'm
understand? Because
telling you,
it's
I'm
them
telling you,
who
I'm
has
te-
to face,
yeah. We are.
whatever.
These people have messed us up in the mind, and we have to start re-educating not just ourselves, but those of us who are children. Re-educate your children. You know, I mean, my son. I have three sons. My biggest son, goes to school, and there are certain things I put in the textbook, and I clarified for him. Certain things when it comes to history, I tell him, look, this is not accurate. This is what it is. I explain things for him as much as I can, because it's time that we break that cycle that these people have us under. You know, that is getting us nowhere, keeping us divided.
And now that you, sorry to cross you, but now that you say that, you can imagine if we spoke in our own language, the language that is part of our genetic code,
Well,
we would have a better understanding of who we are.
and look, I teach. I am homeschooling my children, teaching them Swahili. Right? I'm teaching
Hakuna
them Swahili.
Matata.
Exactly, because look at it. We go to school and they tell us you must you either have to learn French, Spanish, or English, right? Why should we? Why it is a mandatory thing for us to learn the language of our colonizers? Why can't we be taught the language of our ancestors? Because
But we can, but here it is.
there's a lot of African languages that is easy to learn, just like French, Spanish, and English. So why
But
can't we learn those
can you
languages?
imagine if we spoke in our own language, the language that was given to us? It's in our genetic code.
You
So
remember? You
we
remember
will
what?
learn it. We
You
will learn
remember
it
what?
very quickly.
You remember what our late Maurice Bishop said in his fiery speech when he gave that speech in New York. He said they are afraid because if we can speak a language that our people speak on the continent, we can have a deadly appeal to millions of black people out there. You
All
understand?
right, then.
So that is why they, I guess maybe they don't want us to, because they
But
understand that if
but
we can,
listen, but
yeah,
listen now. CARICOM can bring doctors from Cuba to help us medically. But
mhm,
how is it that you cannot bring teachers from Africa to
hmm,
teach us
that's right.
our language? How is it that you can't do that? Because a lot of our people are lost with this foreign language. If you understand the way that Caribbean people speak and the
Yeah,
way that British people speak, is two different things.
yep,
Huh?
yep.
And when we speak to a British person, they say we are aggressive. But that is how they taught us this language in an aggressive way.
Yeah, so true. That's so true.
Absolutely.
So guys, coming back to the main topic, it's about the meeting with Marco Rubio, because all this conversation that we're having is started out with the meeting that happened last week. This week or last week? Am I correct? With Jamaica,
Last
and
week.
yeah, last week with Guyana, and to my point of view, it was a failure on their part. I was really saddened. I was disheartened. I was discouraged to see that our leaders, are still kissing the ring of those who have kept us in such a difficult position for a long, long time, and we are still obeying the demands. I'm not saying we should, how to say, we should disrespect them or ridicule them, but it's time for us to stand up for ourselves. It is time for us to stand up for ourselves. How it
That's
is
why we
fair.
need to
How
that's
it
why
is
we need to
fair.
change the mindset.
Exactly. How
Change
it is
that
fair.
mindset that you have.
How
Stop
it,
depending on
yeah,
other people.
yeah,
Talk with your governments. Allow them to create jobs, create a university. Grenada needs a university for the young people to study, to research, to bring new ideas, fresh ideas. Forget about this colonial past, because
that's
all
right.
the people that are in this colonial past are, if you notice, they
See,
are dying out.
I want to say this. You said something and it touched. I want to say this before I forget, my sister. You said something. Right. If you ask me right now, who is our biggest enemy? It's not the colonizers. The colonizers, they have done what they have done. Yes, some of them have long gone. But
Mhm.
some of them have long gone. They have done what they have done. Our biggest enemy right now is ourselves. We are
Exactly.
our greatest enemies right now. Why? Because we choose not to break this mindset, this brainwashing mindset that we have inherited. We choose to continue being intimidated. We choose to being reliant on those who do not care about us, and
We
that
have
that
no
that is
confidence in
that's
self.
sad.
You
That's sad.
need to have confidence in self. For
Yeah.
example, this people living on the coast. This is an island. People living on the coast. You have a coastal home. You have a terrace that you ain't doing nothing with. Create a tea house on your terrace. You don't have to pay anybody for that. You don't even have to buy the tea, because the tea is right outside in your yard. Huh? All kinds of tea they have here: soursop leaf, lemongrass, all kinds of. So there should be millions of tea houses all over this place. You making money.
Yes,
That
of
you will
course.
get your creative juices working and stop thinking about other people's land and what happened in America, what happened in Europe. Is no. You have
Exactly.
the guests coming here to you, all right?
And
They get in their cars, they rent cars, they
yeah,
drive around the island, they get thirsty. You can have a nice glass of cold tea with ice. You can have a hot tea, you know, but make every situation work for you. And here you have things that you don't even have to buy.
that's right. That's right. Wow, Sister Zola, we have a lot of people joining in. They are listening from Trinidad, from Jamaica, from all over the Caribbean, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it for joining conversation, guys. If you want to call in, you can call in 422-1650 or use the link if you want to say something or share your opinion. But we are discussing the whole scenario with Jamaica and Guyana. And in our opinion, Zola and I, we have, we have watched, we have observed, and in our opinion, this is the saddest day in Caribbean history. This meeting has shown that we are still enslaved as a people. We are still, divided, and yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad that we are not able to stand up for ourselves. We are not able to choose our friends who we wish to do business with. We are being detected, we are being oppressed, we are being used and manipulated over and over again, and our leaders continue to kiss the ring of the imperialists. It's
What
very
I what I want to what I want to say about Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Guyana was the first two islands that has a multicultural society. When there's any kind of festival, everybody comes out.
yeah.
And that is something that we need to think about. You know, Guyana has a multicultural society, as well as Trinidad and Tobago, the first. Trinidad and Tobago is the first country that made the instrument. When they stop, they forbid them to play the drums. Then they got on a different idea. Their creative juices were working,
Mhm.
and they create the steel drum, which is a very powerful instrument. We have to take note and embrace what we have, because everything that we have is better than anything that the colonial master have. We must think about that seriously.
That's right. But it brings. I like what Mia Motley did. And also, well, the OECS states, the smaller islands that a lot of these bigger nations think that it's irrelevant. A lot of them think that the smaller islands are irrelevant, and we are no significance in this in the Caribbean region. We
So we should be the beacon
we
for
are we
them.
are we are focusing on our relationship with Africa, and look what Mia Motley is doing. Mia Motley and the OECS states, they are collaborating with Afrixim Bank in building this big, massive African trade center, and that is good news. That is good
But
news.
don't forget what Maya Motley said. Maya Motley said that
Mhm.
this is an eye opener.
Yep.
This is what happened, and the kind of stress that they want to put on us should be an eye opener, meaning that we need to change our narrative to Africa,
Yeah.
because Africa is a continent, it's not a country. It's a
Yep.
continent with a lot of wealth. And
Yes.
who is controlling that wealth? You understand?
Yep.
That is also our wealth, because at the end of the day, the Africans still owe us.
All right. That's a topic for our next discussion. But you know, yeah, our big brothers have let us down. They have let us down. And this person is saying, Jamaica Gavis Jones, welcome. Jamaica H. Shira, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. And Bustamante, destroy the Caribbean Federation, break all relationship with Jamaica. They give up healthcare for an American visa. Wow, that is some strong points. Strong points there. That is strong, eh? That is strong. That is strong. Zola?
Yeah. Well, I think that Mr. Holness is going to see that in the next election. He will see that, because Jamaicans are not stupid people.
No, they're not.
And
when we talk about Jamaica,
Island, we're stupid.
Exactly. When we talk about Jamaica, we're not talking about the people. Don't get us wrong. We are talking about the administration, right? We are not talking about the people. We are talking about the administration. That the administration of Jamaica and Guyana, our big brothers, they have let us down. In our opinion, they have failed us. Kimmy,
but hold on, sweetie. Yeah. They have failed Jamaica. They didn't fail me. You understand? They failed Jamaica. We have to see now that our leaders don't fail us.
That's right.
You understand? But we will stand firm and support CARICOM.
We will. We have to stand firm. We cannot allow this to deter us. I mean, I'm discouraged. I am discouraged, but I had to, this week I had to really take some time for myself and encourage myself, talk to myself and really go back to the drawing board and revise the whole purpose why I am doing this. And this motivated me to continue forward, continue doing what we got to do, Kimmy is saying, as a Trinidadian, being both a multicultural and multicultural society makes it easier for us to divide by outsiders, and it's also one of the greatest weaknesses because of this. That's so true, eh? That is so true. That is so true.
What was that? Say that again. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I hope okay, you can. Are you seeing the comments on your screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
All right. So Kimmy is saying, as a Trinidadian, being both a multicultural and multicultural society makes it easier for us to divide by outsiders, and it's also one of the greatest weaknesses because of this. And
I don't really think so. No, okay. I don't think that would divide us. Any division that we have, we are doing it ourselves. We are doing that division ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we love Trinidad and Tobago. We love St. Vincent. I mean, when we get together as people, it's some serious energy that is passed on. Serious. And I think that is what other countries are, these bigger countries are afraid of. So they keep you divided. But when we are together, we are unstoppable.
That's right.
We are unstoppable.
But yet and for all, we have some CARICOM leaders that are distancing themselves, and they are not fully on board in working together with Africa and
but before this is something that we need to think about. Before you put a leader in power, find out about that leader. Who was his mother? Who was his father? How he grew up? Where he went to school? You need to investigate him before you go and vote for him. Not just because he spent some money and put some advertisement and drop $100 or a couple $100 in your post box or whatever. No. That's the same corned beef and biscuit story.
Okay,
we need to understand, who are we putting in power? What background does this leader have?
Yeah, so true. All right, Sister Zola, the comments are coming in very quick, so I just want us to address it as much as we can because time is already against us. Doreen Ramsey saying, what's wrong with my people? Did North American invaded our country and kill our prime minister and our people? I am glad they did not send foot in our land, set foot in our land. I think that's what she wanted to say. Yeah.
Well, people have a right to express themselves how they feel, you know,
Yeah.
and this is what this platform is all about, you know, expressing, but also learning, but also sharing, and you know, helping you to understand who you really are, where you want to go, where you want your children to go, where you want your grandchildren to go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you have to start thinking about other things, you know, all this kind of Rubio and all this thing. This is a distraction because at the end of the day, we ain't got nothing to say to these little demons, really.
Doreen says that as I saw a Trinidadian man crying on here that Rubio came to Jamaica and Guyana and did not set foot in Trinidad. This was embarrassing.
But who cares? Who cares if he set foot in Trinidad, Barbados? So who cares about him? Why are we making him so important? He's a guy that has a job. He can be fired.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? If you don't walk the rope, he can be fired. Who can fire me? Who? You understand where I'm coming from? And
Yeah.
that is your independence. You know, and again, you know, stop depending on these people. Try
Because
and start thinking for
look,
yourself.
and it's not hard. It's not hard when it comes to self-sufficiency and self-reliance. Because as the Prime Minister said, now I want to play it over again for us. Those of us who are just joining in. I just want to play one more time, what what our Prime Minister said. If you are paying attention, that between countries is becoming increasingly more difficult and more challenging. Here is importing almost 90% of everything. And we can start with food. We need to prioritize our own stocks by investing in things that can grow, that can swim, and that can be eaten in Grenada. The biggest existential threat to man has always been man. We cannot assume that the world will remain peaceful. We cannot assume that there will continue to be open borders. In fact, the evidence is increasingly suggesting otherwise. And so we have to ensure that we have the scientific, technical, and laboratory resources to allow us to produce our plants, or seedlings, or couplets, whatever is the appropriate technical word, to make sure that we can start growing more of the food that can grow in Grenada. And you know, Grenada is only 120,000 people. It does not take a lot. It's not hard to feed a population of 120,000 people. That is just a community in certain countries. You know, our Maurice Bishop did it. We had a lot of agro processing plant that was operational. He did it. He accomplished that. You know, our GDP was one of the best in the Caribbean until the few percentage came in and spoiled everything. And we can do it again, but we keep telling ourselves, oh, we're small and that will not be possible. And it's just the mindset. We are our greatest enemies right now. Our greatest enemies right now.
Well, you know? Absolutely. But we have to change that. You know, we have to be an example for the others to say, you can do it. You can create the niche that you want. You can create money out of thin air. You can. Because, you can manifest. You can learn how to manifest things. We are talking about flights from Africa, direct from Africa here. You don't have to go over England, or no other place. We can manifest that. We
Exactly.
have the power inside of us to manifest anything on this planet Earth that we want. But we
Mhm.
need to, stop bowing down to the snow bunny on the wall. Huh?
Mhm.
We need to, we don't need, you see what happened? You see what they did with us? The image.
Yeah,
The image.
that's true. That's so true. Yep.
We follow image and we like image and stuff because that has been placed inside of our psyche. An
There's a
image
certain
that doesn't look like us, then it
there
can't be right.
right now as we speak, I came across a article just before we came on here. There was a panel discussion taking place among high level economists in the Caribbean. I was listening to them, and the Caribbean is right now on high alert because what the Prime Minister said is true. The tariff situation, and we on top of that, Donald Trump is threatening to impose tariffs on us if we continue to buy gas from Venezuela. And we will continue to buy gas from Venezuela as Grenadians because we have always been doing business with Venezuela. We depend on Venezuela when it comes for gas, right? Venezuela is not part of the Caribbean, but is considered a Caribbean brother. They have always been there for us. In Ivan time, Venezuela have always been there for us. When Ivan passed, and everyone was turning down their doors and turning away their aid. It's Venezuela and Trinidad that came to our rescue, and other Caribbean islands. If I leave them out, my apology. But what I could remember was Trinidad and Venezuela that was
And
there.
St. Vincent as well.
And St. Vincent, we got fig and yam and St. Vincent give us whatever they had. They helped us, and we survived. We survived. We didn't
But this
die of
is
hunger. We didn't
this
we didn't die of thirst. We the Caribbean, when we came as one, we look out for each other. We make it. So
But
why
this ain't got
what
nothing to do with our gas from
yeah,
Venezuela. That is just the, what do you say? The curtain in front of us. They ain't got nothing to do with we buying no gas from Venezuela. It's just a story they put onto us for us to, talk about this and that and that. This whole thing ain't got nothing to do with no gas from Venezuela.
yeah.
This has to do with the agenda of the United States with
THM
Venezuela.
THM rules. Welcome, my brother. The leaders are to do just that. Keep us divided. That is the system they have in place. It's all about control. Jamaica and Guyana PM show us when America speaks, they will bow. And that is how
But the
exactly I
leaders
felt.
can bow. The
Yeah,
leaders can bow to them, but we don't have to bow to no one.
that's
The
right.
only one we have to bow to is the Creator, the
Yeah.
one who created us human beings. Whether you call it God, Anunnaki, or whoever. You understand? We don't, it's the leaders who have to deal with them, but not us. They cannot stop us, but they
So
can, you
I'm
know,
going I'm giving this
stop the
program
leaders.
20 minutes. We are 14 minutes going, so we have 20 minutes, right? So guys, if you want to call in, those of you, this is a chance for you to call in, or you want to use the link and you want to say something, you can go ahead and do so. Yeah, and that is so true, Zola. That is so true.
So
You
we
know.
can only, but watch it now. We can only come together in a party, in carnival, everybody happy. There's no discrimination. There's nothing.
Mhm.
Everybody's, huh? But this is the only time that we should come together.
Hmm.
No, we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. And watch it. Who profits from this? The alcoholic companies. Any black man own any alcoholic companies? Huh? We work for them. Huh? Something that destroys us. And we're happy to them. We have to change this whole narrative.
Daniel
Really,
Egner said,
we have to start thinking about us and
Daniel
stop
Egner,
thinking about other people,
that's
whatever
right.
they do. I don't care
Exactly.
if Trump come here,
Yeah.
Rubio come here. I don't care anything about them because they make their decisions behind curtains.
Yep.
What they're telling us is just a whole set of nonsense, you know. Oh, just tell the natives that and they will believe you. Yeah, da, da, da. And they have some leaders who join in with them, but we don't have anything to do with them. And we don't want anything to do with them. We have
And
to go on as a people. We need
and
to link ourselves into Africa, you know, negotiate. You know what I mean? Make
they consider,
waves,
and the laughable thing about it, they consider the Caribbean as the third border.
I
They
say what?
consider the Caribbean as the third border, right? So that means technically we are part of you, or we are your neighbors. But that is not how neighbors treat neighbors. That is not
And the
how
thing
neighbors
about
treat
it is these
neighbors.
leaders only have 4 years. 4 years.
Uh,
And then somebody else come with another story. So we have to you know, not to focus on them, not
yep,
to be bothered about them, but keep on doing what we know is good for us.
that's right.
The
Uh,
same way that they can say America first, then we can say the Caribbean first,
first,
because
yep.
we ain't leaving out nobody.
THL
CARICOM
rules.
first, and Maya Motley demonstrate that.
This person says, I agree. We bow to no man, only the Most High.
Right,
Yeah.
prefer.
Um, Daniel Edgar is saying, as I said earlier, on the mindset have to be renewed. The white supremacist religion is the iron yoke around the people neck. Kimi is saying,
Exactly.
one Trinidadian man acting the fool over Rubio not coming here. Matter not. That
Somebody care where he go.
that clone does not represent the rest of us in TT. I love my TT people.
Thank you.
TT, Trinidad and Tobago, we love you. We love you guys. We love you,
Of
man.
course.
Um,
Trinidad has beautiful artists.
yeah.
You ever see the Emancipation Day in Trinidad and Tobago? Everybody comes out. You understand that we got to share when they have their Emancipation Day. We have to go join them too, and they join us, and we join um, Guyana.
Yeah.
Because
Kimi says,
Guyanese people are nice people.
when Rubio put out the tweet about third world countries, that was a threat toward TT's politicians engaged in Dragon Gas deal, which is Maduro. There's more to it, of course, but this is surface level. This is surface, and I agree with that. I agree with that.
With what?
You didn't read it? He said, when Rubio put out the tweet about third world countries, that was a threat toward, Kimi is saying that, toward TT's politicians engaged in Dragon Gas deal with Maduro. There's more to it, of course, but this is surface level.
Yeah, I
You got that?
agree. I agree with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
I agree with
Um,
him. But what they tell to us is just rubbish things that they tell to us. They don't tell us what they speak behind that curtain.
no, they don't.
All the mics are off. There's
Yeah,
deals that these people make with each other. Have
yeah.
nothing to do with us. That's why we have to forward with the things that we want to do
And that
and
is
where
what
we want our
that is
children to
what
go and
is
the kind of
sad.
education we want for our children.
And that is what that is sad. And we have people, it's a big win. It's a big win for us. Holness did it. He struck the deal and stand up with Cuba at the same time. Guyana did it and they struck the deal with the United States and we have the support of the United States. You cannot with this whole thing about Pan-Africanism. You cannot play jack on both sides. You either choose which side of the fence you are on. Look at Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso. He's a true Pan-Africanist because he have chose the side of the fence he is on. He have totally segregated himself from those who is not for them.
And he will be
Don't
very
come and tell me.
prosperous
Don't come
because
with
he
this
got rid of
nonsense
the
about,
distraction.
yeah.
And
So
we should learn
it's
to do
either you
that.
do it,
Get
it's
rid of
either
the
it's
distraction.
either we are united and we stand on what we believe without strings attached, or you on the other side. We cannot play back jack on both sides. It cannot happen that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have to look to the east. Everybody want a peace. Huh? Look at South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
70% of their wealth is in the hands of Europeans up until today.
Kuya Kude said the US will never support us. And sister, you're correct. The table, this whole hype that a lot of us are on, the table will soon turn. Mark my words.
What the Caribbean leaders need to do, CARICOM, is get together, get their monies together, and start understanding that they have to protect their borders. They must protect their borders. And we have a lot of borders. They need to get their monies together and start buying equipment and stuff that protect these islands. Because rightly speaking, we have a serious enemy. So we need to understand that. We need to understand that we need to buy more ferries.
Yep.
That can transport goods and people, and so to connect to each other. In order for us to go from one island to the other, we have to get on somebody else's airplane that is going to cost us thousands of dollars.
That's true. That's so true. All right. My brother says the sad truth is Trump does not put America first. Trump put white first. They try to fool us with word games. That's so true. And when Trump says America first, he's basically saying,
well, that's what he said.
He said America he wants.
No, he said make what he really wants to say that he cannot say is make America white again.
That's right. That is what I want to say. Make America white
so
again.
He's getting rid of all black people, all brown people, all da. I mean, suppose we would say that.
Okay, so we have Key. Key is saying, I'm a Black American and I love the Caribbean and Africa. Black America don't have anything to do with anything.
Really?
That's a conversation.
I feel sorry for the Black Americans, because when you get rid of all the ethnic people out of America, what plans do they have for Black America? Because like I said, make America white again. Them no white. What plans do they have? They try to encourage Black Americans to go back to Africa. They encourage that, with you should know which tribe you come from, and you could do a DNA test and this and that, and you could that was all in the plan. It was all in the plan, and they had some Black Americans that went into Africa who didn't understand themselves. So if you don't understand who you are as a Black person, and you go to live in an all Black continent, well, with the exception of South Africa, you will have conflict with people, because you must remember Africa is also a highly spiritual continent.
Yep.
You understand?
I hope they don't unleave Traoré the way they unleave Lumumba from the Congo. The history surrounding his assassination and those who betrayed him was heartbreaking. Yep.
Yeah, but your own with a brainwashing mentality will also betray you too. Your own
food for thought
can betray you too.
Yep.
You understand? Just like how the president of Uganda betrayed Gaddafi. Okay. But you couldn't get a person like me to betray my people. It is impossible because I don't come from that DNA. You understand? I will never betray my people. Never ever. I'd have to die first.
All right, so Key is responding saying Black Americans don't believe they came from Africa, Caribbean, the world. However, we love them so much we was willing to give our own land.
They don't believe they come from Africa. Well, I guess they drop out of the sky.
Key, Key, we love you too, my brother. We love you. This is a conversation that, you know, for another time, but we love you. That's all we want you to know. We love you too. Daniel Egner, it's time for us to wrap up, guys. So let me just quickly read these comments. America was never white to begin with. The first people that they found here were copper tone people, aka black people. Daniel Egner says the time to break all relations with USA, England, and the EU is now, and develop stronger relation with Africa and mostly the AES. I agree with you, my sister, 1000%. Don't forget,
Absolutely.
Biden administration created these Caribbean plans that Trump is now executing. Watch BW TV last live stream in something like that.
But I want to say one thing. We need to also get it out of our psyche. We don't care what plan they develop amongst themselves. We got our own plans too, and that we have to focus on. Whatever they plan, we have no interest in that. All these things is just to divert you, you know, to confuse you, so that you lose focus on what you really have to do. You understand?
Yeah.
So we need to tell the importers here that we need the proper sugar so that we can utilize the fruits and make proper jams and jellies that we can export to the rest of the Caribbean. Huh? We need
That's
to
right.
understand that.
That's right.
You know,
Well, guys,
what Barbados don't have, we can offer Barbados. What we don't have, St. Vincent can offer us. Dominica and these places. We have to come together as one and forget about these people that you know, as they don't even exist in our psyche.
I
Because
guess,
we spend a lot of time talking about them
yeah.
while they spend a lot of time planning for us.
Let me give you a clap for that. That you talk a book. You talk a book. You know,
A chapter, a surah.
it's one people. They were scattered. All black people need to learn on you. All right, so we are at the end of this program, guys. Thank you so much. It was indeed an interesting discussion. I liked how, you know, we approached it. But I want to say this is that when this oneness, this unity, we need to be shouting this out every day. I hope Guyana and Jamaica will hear it, because in my opinion, our big brother, Guyana and Jamaica, and when I say Jamaica and Guyana, I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the administration. They have failed us. That is my opinion. It's a sad thing to watch what happened. I couldn't even listen to the press conference. I only listened to maybe about 5 minutes of it, and I just switched it off because it wasn't something to celebrate about, you know. So we just need to continue staying focused, guys. And what I want us to take from this program tonight, the renewal of the mind. This is what we need to start focusing on. The
Absolutely.
renewal of the mind. This is our enemy right now. You see this mind of ours? It is our greatest enemy right now, and only you can renew the mind. So, guys,
Another thing,
yep.
start loving yourself. Put a little love in your heart, and everything will come easy. Stop the hating. Stop hating your brother. Stop hating. cut that one out. Put a little love in your heart and watch the miracles happen. That's what I have to say.
Well said, my sister. So, guys, take care until next time. God bless you, guys. Take care. God bless you. Until the next live, we will be back here next Sunday. God's will, we'll be back here with another topic of discussion. God bless you. Take care.
Okay. Bye bye.